Jungkook caught riding a luxury motorcycle in Europe. Fans suspect this isn't just a vacation, but a secret shoot. What was Jungkook really doing on that quiet stone-paved European road? Simply enjoying a private ride, or hiding a massive project behind that thin smile and glossy black BMW R18? Why did the video look too cinematic, too polished, too perfectly timed to be just a fan-taken moment? And the biggest question burning in ARMY's mind: is Jungkook secretly filming his next global masterpiece without anyone knowing? A 13-second clip should not have the power to paralyze an entire fandom, yet that is exactly what happened the moment the video of Jungkook riding a luxury BMW R18 motorcycle exploded across X on December 3rd. Posted by the fan account at jeon. The short clip triggered a storm of likes, reposts, emotional breakdowns, and, most importantly, speculation so wild it instantly turned into a global frenzy. The video showed Jungkook dressed in a long black leather jacket, fitted pants, and a matching helmet, effortlessly maneuvering the massive engine like a movie star mid-chase scene. The background revealed an unmistakably European setting: a narrow stone path, tall trees drenched in winter light, and European road signs that practically screamed Alps. But the real twist wasn't the view, the motorbike, or even Jungkook's impossible charisma. It was the vibe. The entire clip had the atmosphere of a hidden production, as if the camera had caught something fans weren't supposed to see yet. And once ARMY senses a secret, the world becomes a battlefield of theories, hints, signals, clues, and heart-stopping possibilities. The moment the clip hit the timeline, the internet detonated. Within hours, it surpassed 13,600 likes, nearly 3,500 reposts, and close to 90,000 views. The comments were overflowing with disbelief. Fans were not just impressed, they were suspicious. Not because Jungkook was on a motorcycle, that part wasn't surprising. Jungkook has long been associated with freedom, engines, speed, and that electrifying image of a man who lives life like a cinematic sequence. But it was the composition that unsettled them. The video looked too intentional. The lighting fell perfectly. The bike gleamed like it had been wiped down 5 seconds before rolling. Jungkook's movements felt rehearsed, steady, clean, almost like he was performing, not casually riding. Was this truly just a candid clip from a fan at the right place and time? Or was it a carefully planned leak designed to build global curiosity? Every second seemed suspicious. Every detail felt like a breadcrumb Hybe purposely dropped to ignite discussion without making any official statement. It didn't take long before ARMY began dissecting the surroundings. Some pointed out that the environment matched several regions in Austria, Switzerland, and Germany. Others highlighted that BMW is a German brand, and if Jungkook was indeed in Europe, could he be filming a collaboration with the brand itself? Or perhaps preparing a visual film, a behind-the-scenes documentary, or even an unexpected new music video set in a revolutionary cinematic universe. Even the jacket became a topic of analysis. Fans noticed that Jungkook wore a strikingly polished black leather coat, something stylish enough for an MV, but unusual for an ordinary private ride. And that small smirk he gave to the camera? Too calculated, too controlled, too perfect. That smile alone launched hundreds of speculative threads, each arguing that Jungkook was silently signaling something bigger, something deliberately hidden. Some fans suggested that the clip might be tied to an upcoming documentary focusing on Jungkook's artistic journey post-Golden. Others wondered if the BMW R18 was not his personal property, but a prop intentionally chosen for a thematic concept. Its classic build, large pipes, and iconic design perfectly match a certain kind of cinematic storytelling. Could it be that Jungkook was filming a sequence meant to portray rebellion, freedom, or rebirth? And if so, would this new project mark his transition into a new artistic era? Jungkook's past habits only amplify these suspicions. Ever since his solo debut took over the world with hits like 7 and Standing Next to You, Jungkook has built a reputation for dropping hints without explanation. Whether it's through late-night live streams, airport looks, or spontaneous appearances, he has a pattern of leaving fragments of clues that pay off weeks or months later. Fans still remember how the earliest whispers of Golden began with a simple, unexpected moment. Just like this one, SO, what if this sudden motorcycle video is the first spark of another upcoming global storm? What if he wasn't supposed to be captured at all? Or worse, what if he wanted to be caught? The viral clip's caption, "My man," was casual, yet provocatively vague. The tone made it feel like an inside joke with the world, like the poster knew exactly what they were unleashing. Some fans questioned whether the uploader was even a random fan or someone planted to ignite worldwide attention without revealing official information prematurely. Was this truly organic or a strategically timed leak? Hours after the video went viral, fans noticed that neither HYB nor Jungkook made any clarifications. No denial, no statement, no correction. The silence itself became confirmation for many. Because when it comes to Jungkook, silence has historically been the loudest sign of something massive brewing behind the scenes. As discussions intensified, ARMY began comparing the clip to past moments when BTS members were spotted filming abroad. They recalled how Taehyung was once seen walking in Paris before his layover. Projects were officially announced. They remembered Jimin's casually dropped photo in New York that later correlated to a hidden shoot. Jungkook's motorcycle moment had the same unmistakable aura, the pre-release atmosphere, the quiet before a thunderstorm of global news. Could Jungkook be preparing a surprise return to solo promotions? Was he filming content for a deluxe repackage of Golden? A documentary? A commercial? A European-based cinematic project? Or something even grander? An entirely new artistic direction he has kept hidden since completing his military service. Every theory feels equally possible, and none feel accidental. The viral momentum only grows as fans worldwide continue to dissect the footage frame by frame, hunting for clues in the trees, the lighting, the road lines, the weather, even the sound of the engine. Nobody knows for sure where Jungkook was headed on that sleek BMW R18, but almost everyone agrees that this moment will explode into something bigger. One thing is clear: Jungkook's presence is too powerful to stay unnoticed. Even a 13-second clip filmed on a quiet European path has the ability to fracture the internet, ignite global speculation, and sweep the world into a wave of emotional chaos. Whether this is a vacation, a secret shoot, or something far more groundbreaking, Jungkook has once again proven that every tiny movement he makes becomes a phenomenon, and now the world waits, breathless, restless, desperate for the next clue. Was this video the first message? Was this the start of a new era? Or was Jungkook silently telling the world, "Watch closely, something big is coming"? The question still hangs in the air like a storm cloud waiting to burst. If this really was just a casual ride, why does everything about the video feel like a coded announcement? Why does every second look like it was cut straight from a high-budget cinematic teaser? And why does Jungkook, a man who rarely lets himself be casually filmed in private moments anymore, appear so calm, as if he fully expected the world to see him? The mystery only deepens as fans revisit the footage again and again, noticing small, almost invisible details that suddenly seem too intentional to ignore. The angle of the recording, for example, slightly low, steady, and perfectly focused, suggests the camera wasn't held by a random passerby. It lacked the shakiness of a startled fan. It didn't zoom in and out. It didn't flicker or blur. It was smooth, controlled, almost directed. Who filmed it? Why were they there? And why was Jungkook facing the camera so naturally, as if responding to a cue? The European scenery raises even more questions. Fans quickly identified the cobblestone path as a type commonly found in small alpine towns, places often used in film productions for their picturesque, dramatic atmosphere. The trees lining the road were unmistakably winter-touched, indicating a late autumn or early winter shoot. And the light, soft, golden, cinematic, looked like it was captured during the magic hour. A prime time for filmmakers aiming for that ethereal glow. Was Jungkook riding into a storyline? Was the background part of a larger sequence? Or was this simply a coincidence so perfectly aligned that it feels unbelievable? And then there's the BMW R18 itself, a motorcycle famous not just for its power, but for its aesthetic presence. This model isn't commonly rented, especially in remote areas. It's a deliberate choice, a statement, something a director would handpick for a specific image or theme. The bold pipes, the polished black body, the classic cruiser design, they all evoke a certain narrative tone. Adventure, mystery, rebellion, transformation. Elements that fit perfectly into an MV concept or documentary arc. Fans began connecting the dots, weaving possibilities like a detective team locked in a global mission. Some proposed the theory that Jungkook might be collaborating with BMW, perhaps as part of a brand film or promotional campaign. After all, global luxury brands have been chasing BTS members for years. Others argued it was more personal, that Jungkook was crafting a narrative-driven music video set in multiple countries, merging rugged visuals with emotional storytelling. But the most intense speculation surrounds the idea of a secret documentary, a raw, cinematic project capturing Jungkook's journey after military service, following him across continents as he rebuilds, redefines, and reclaims his artistic identity. The thought of Jungkook silently filming a transformative piece of work while the world remains unaware electrifies fans. Could this motorcycle scene be a crucial piece of that hidden puzzle? What if the footage we saw wasn't an accident at all, but a tiny fragment of a much larger masterpiece? What if the real project behind this moment is something the world hasn't even imagined yet? And what if Jungkook is shaping a visual universe that will shake the industry, redefine his solo identity, and set the stage for a new era? The emotional weight behind this moment is undeniable. Ever since completing military service, fans have been waiting, hoping for signs of his next move. Jungkook has always been unpredictable, always breaking patterns, always choosing the road nobody expects. A motorcycle in Europe fits that unpredictability perfectly. It's bold, free, cinematic, and deeply symbolic. It represents speed, escape, and evolution. It reflects a man stepping into the next phase of his life with power and purpose. The silence from HYB only strengthens these theories. Historically, whenever something leaks unintentionally, the company reacts swiftly. But when something is part of a strategic tease, they remain quiet, letting the world stew in anticipation, letting fans spread the fire. And this time, the silence is deafening. Every hour that passes without clarification adds more weight to the possibility that this video is part of something monumental. And ARMY knows it. They feel it. The internet feels it. The global entertainment world feels it, because Jungkook doesn't do small. He doesn't do accidental. He doesn't do ordinary moments. So, what was he really filming? A dramatic opening sequence for his next album, a travel-based documentary tracking his personal growth, a luxury collaboration with a major European brand, a secret visual film to mark his post-military renaissance, or a music video that will once again dominate global charts and reshape pop culture. Each theory is alive, breathing, growing as fans continue to uncover new hints. Some dissect the shadows in the background. Others analyze the sound of the engine. Some search for the origins of the clip, tracing the fan account's history for potential links. The entire fandom has become a vigilant investigation unit, refusing to let a single detail slip through unnoticed. One can't help but wonder, is this precisely what Jungkook wanted? Is this the beginning of a global countdown he orchestrated without saying a single word? Is this his way of announcing, "I'm back"? Watch closely, because in the world of BTS, especially Jungkook, every tiny spark becomes a wildfire. Every movement becomes a headline. Every smile becomes a clue. And as the world watches this motorcycle moment echo across continents, one truth becomes impossible to deny. This was never just a ride. This was a message, a signal, a promise of something bigger, louder, and more cinematic than anything Jungkook has ever done before. But the more the world replays that 13-second clip, the more one question refuses to fade. Why did Jungkook look like a man who wasn't just riding but performing? That subtle tilt of his head, that half smile that flickered like a secret, that calm posture on a machine powerful enough to intimidate most riders. None of it looks coincidental. None of it looks unplanned. It feels like the beginning of a story, a visual prologue to an era he is not yet announced. Fans who have followed Jungkook for years recognize one thing instantly: he never reveals anything without purpose. His silence is never empty. It speaks. It warns. It teases. And right now, that silence is louder than an official teaser trailer.